Hi, this is Zach here with the chart rundown. It is Wednesday, the 17th of June. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which is going nowhere fast. We've basically right on the just January resistance line there, so around 10,460, and above the 50-day line there, the blue line there, 10,408. At least while we're above or near that combo, then we're looking for upside. Obviously, the destination that one would expect would be towards 10,700 and April resistance while we're above the 50-day line and the 10,400 area. Worst case at the moment, I suppose, is another dip down to the red support line projection there, one at 10,100. But ideally, we stay above that 50-day moving average, especially given the way that the RSI is in the mid 50s, which is the perfect zone for a move to the upside. Best case here would be 10,900 by the end of next month, although at this stage, perhaps we need to see the Iranians and the Americans actually sign on the dotted line later this week. Moving on to the DAX, and this was also on the line yesterday, that January resistance line around 25,000. It's now on the wrong side of it, but it's just try to fill the gap there, 24,700, which was a scenario which we envisaged yesterday. I suppose there's also the other situation here to look at, that there is a line of resistance there at 25,000 as well. So another one. So that really is the level to be broken on an end of day close basis. If we can do that, then 26,300 could be on tap by the end of next month. On the support side, it is the 50-day line, 24,400, and the 200-day line just below it, which are the hopefully rock solid support areas for this market. Moving on to the Dow, and here we've had a situation where we're heading for the stars. That mini price channel there from April, we've hit the top of that at 52, well, just basically the 52,000 level, above 52,000, which we're just shy of at the moment. Then looking for that November resistance line there, heading for 53,400 by the end of next month. In fact, the way things are going, looks as though it might get there a little bit earlier than that. On the downside, recent broken resistance around 50,900. Hopefully, the support area, if there is a bit of a rug pull, although it doesn't look like there's going to be one at the moment. Moving on to the cryptos, where it's been a tough story and increasingly tough in the sense that it looks like we've just had an overlap with the old March support there, 65,000. So it just went a bit higher than that, come back below 64,000, which was the neckline resistance recently. Then we got the chance of another test of the 60,000 area, which is a scenario that we'd envisaged. The other giveaway in terms of Bitcoin is the way that we've had not only two RSI 50 failures when we were up in the upper 70s, but then an RSI failure just in the last couple of days, which is not a good look and does suggest that we have a risk of moving down. On to the situation at Ethereum, and here it's normally the situation where if Bitcoin's looking bad, then Ethereum's looking worse. Here we've managed to still break back above the February support there, 1753, but not by much. And the problem is, at the end of the day, close back below that. We're very close to it. Could then be a retest of the 1500 area. Although above 1753, the best case at the moment is to hit the top of that falling trend channel from July up towards 1990, even if we then fail again after that. RSI 50 failure in the making as well, or RSI a failure below RSI 50, which is even worse, echoing what we're seeing on Bitcoin in terms of being a leading indicator to the downside. Moving on to gold, and here it was the counterintuitive thing of the piece breaking out and gold rallying. Here we've got the 200-day line there at 44.58 as the initial target, and we're looking for that, especially while we're above recent support around 41.60, but can't really say more than that. Apart from the way that there is a risk that even if we have a rally towards the 50-day line, 45.64, that will be or mark a lid on progress. And as you can see in the RSI window, we've had this market failing in the mid 40s, which is not a good look in terms of re-establishing a bull run. Speaking of bull runs, not much in the way of bull runs for the situation at crude oil. Here we've almost done what we were expecting or fearing this market would do, which would be to hit the 200-day line at 73.64. So far, just missed it today by about 90 cents, but not far off. Probably would expect this market to hit that 200-day line and possibly even head back down to the floor of the February gap there at $68 is the worst case scenario target. At the moment, upside limited to the old April support there at 80.56. So hopefully, if you are jobbing this market, it would be between the 200-day line and the old April support. A positive in terms of the bull argument, perhaps, is the way that the RSI is now in the oversold area. So we may be a day or two away from at least an intermediate rebound. Moving on to the stocks, and one I spotted late is Accelerate. Here you can see, though, that it doesn't really matter that it's too late because there can still be plenty of upside. Looking for the top of that channel there from back in April, as high as £4 plus by the end of next month. And looking for that, especially while we're above the floor of the price channel there, around £2.40, 50 and 200-day lines, both rising. It looks as though Arrow Exploration is finally re-rating, even though the oil price is down. We've got a rising trend channel there, floor of the channel there, just under 24 pence. Target here by the end of next month as a best case scenario level would be up to 35 pence, which is the top of that September rising trend channel. You can see we've got an extended line in the RSI, uptrend line in the RSI window as well, and bounced above RSI 50 as well. Moving along to Geo, and here we were probably looking for a rather bigger move than we've had so far, but the share is still finding support above a rising 50-day line. So looking for the breakthrough 0.16 and then maybe as high as 0.19 by the end of next month. Obviously, the timing on that's slightly difficult at the moment, but probably buying in the current area would not be harmful to bank balances as far as the charting message is concerned. On to GS Technologies, which has almost the same chart as Geo, so it's a sideways shuffle above a rising 50-day line. The setup that normally gives the biggest upside. Here we're just breaking that line of resistance there from this time last year, around 0.44 in fact, and above that looking for as high as 0.8 pence by the end of next month. Obviously the initial target here 0.51 at the 200-day moving average. Moving along to one of the big success stories of the stock market, Greatland Resources, and here we've got a double bear trap island reversal, gapping down in May and then gapping down again in June, and then obviously gapping up twice, which is pretty impressive. Current situation is that above the 50-day line there at 726, we're looking for not only the £8 level, but as high as £9 by the end of next month. That bear trap gap reversal, a very strong signal, and the shares have followed through on the two gaps, which is even stronger. Moving along to Halo, which had a decent research note from Equity Development here. We're following through on our rebound scenario, where recent resistance around 9.2 pence above that. The minimum on the upside around 10 and a quarter. Best case by the end of next month as high as 14 pence, which is the top of that triangle there from the end of April. But starting to look pretty good now, especially given the way that we've had a triple bounce for the RSI at the lower levels. So that tends to give a bit of energy to a move. Moving on to Hardide, which has just been swamping the market with its contract news. Here we had the unfilled gap to the upside last month, and we found support above it. And looking to break the initial June resistance around 71 pence above that, looking for as high as 105 by the end of August, probably giving it a bit of wiggle room as well. Ideally, we stay above recent broken resistance at 67 pence. Whatever happens, you can see the RSI has been bouncing at or above the neutral 50 level for quite some time. Inspecs is next, and here we've got that step formation, very, very strong chart pattern there, and above the floor of the latest gap, there are 84 pence. In fact, above today's low at 88 pence. We're looking for £1.20 by the end of next month. On to a stock which there's a bit of speculation in certain corners about this stock's Relx, and I think we believe there's some news coming from the company at the end of next month. But at the moment, we're right on a support line there, and the support line basically today is low, so we don't want to see the shares really sustaining price action below the £24 level. The ideal thing is that we break that red line of resistance there from back in January at £26 and head up to £30. So maybe you put an alert there either on the 50-day line or the January resistance line, whatever you prefer. I suppose the other trigger for a buy here would be an end of day close or a break of RSI 50, combined with a break of the 50-day moving average. Otherwise, probably stand aside. On to a stock which has rallied today, rallied well. I suppose one to ask the question is why the shares were rallying the other week. Maybe they were guessing there was good news on the way. What's interesting now is that we'd like to stay above 2.3 pence, which it was and is the initial 2026 resistance. Above that, on an end of day close basis, looking for our previous target there around 3.1 pence, even though I presume most of the good news is already in the price after the RNS today. But we have had an RSI 50 rebound, and we've also going into a golden cross, which will be delivered tomorrow. On to one of the best performers of recent days, which is SkinBio, and here a nice cork and water rebound above the late March resistance at 10.75, looking for at least 14 pence or 15 pence by the end of this month. Basically a triple bottom rebound and a rebound off very oversold levels near zero. So a bit of energy in that move at the moment. Finishing off with a stock which I don't think anybody looks at, not even close family, which is XP Factory, and here pushing higher and pushing higher within a rising trend channel base. That rising trend channel base heading for 26 pence. Looking for that by the end of next month, while we're above recent support around 17 pence. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.